Hi, friends. It's Kathie here. And today we're kicking off something new and close to my heart, a playlist of life lessons from the show Ted Lasso. The very first episode we're diving into is the season 2 finale, Inverting the Pyramid of Success. If you've seen it, you know this one's intense. It's the episode where Nate, the quiet kit man who rose to coach, absolutely unloads on Ted. And honestly, I felt it. His anger, his hurt, the confusion about where he belonged. I felt that. And I know many of you have too. So the show Ted Lasso, if you're new, isn't just about soccer. It's about leadership. It's about kindness and being human. In this episode, Nate has gone from invisible to powerful. Ted promoted him, trusted him, and gave him a voice. But by the finale, Nate's boiling over. He's furious at Ted and says so in a way that feels like betrayal. On the surface, Nate says Ted abandoned him and doesn't believe in him anymore. Underneath, Nate is heartbroken. He craved recognition and consistency. He wanted Ted to keep him close, but Ted, dealing with his own panic and personal storms, didn't realize how forgotten Nate felt. Here's the first life lesson in this episode. Anger almost always covers pain. You know, they say hurt people hurt people. When we're overlooked or unsupported, especially by someone we admire, the wound can feel unbearable. It's easy to lash out than to admit, I feel invisible. I think about times in my life when I felt unseen, in work, in relationships, even in my own family. I beat myself up over something that I had no control over. Workplace trauma and being stuck in a corporate job that was run and dictated by rules and regulations that did not align with my core values. That pain sometimes came out sideways. Frustration, defensiveness, shutting down, but really it was grief. Grief for not being acknowledged or held. You know, Ted isn't perfect either. He's dealing with panic attacks and loneliness thousands of miles from home. He wants to help, but doesn't know how to face Nate's pain. Sometimes leaders, parents, friends pull back when they're overwhelmed. Not because you're unworthy, but because they're drowning too. This is huge to remember. When someone doesn't show up for you, it's not always about you. I felt something similar recently. There was a moment when I really wanted support from my partner, Eddie. At the time, it felt like he wasn't there for me, and it stung. But once I stepped back, I could see he was working through his own stress. It wasn't about being unimportant. It was about him trying to cope with what was on his plate. That shift in perspective helped me move from hurt to compassion. This isn't just about coaches and players. It's about all of us. We want to belong. We want our growth to be celebrated, not ignored. We sometimes fail each other because we're busy surviving our own storms. Think about your workplace, your friendships, your family. How often do blow-ups trace back to unseen pain? It's so easy to label someone angry or toxic, but if we pause, we might find heartbreak underneath. Another tough truth, sometimes we're the Ted. Someone around us feels unseen and we don't realize it. Maybe we're wrapped up in anxiety or just trying to hold ourselves together. I feel that. But it's worth asking, who might need a word of encouragement from me? Who could be wondering if I even notice them? And on the flip side, if we're Nate, can we find the courage to voice the hurt before it festers into rage? I'll be honest, this show has mirrored my own healing journey, feeling misunderstood by loved ones. For example, I've been building something new, and sometimes it feels like people closest to me don't get it. Yeah, that's the life of an entrepreneur. And that hurts deeply, but I'm learning to feel the pain without letting it turn into bitterness. When I watch Nate lash out, I see my younger self, the part of me that longed for recognition and safety. And when I watch Ted stumble but keep choosing kindness, I see who I'm becoming, someone who doesn't have to be perfect to love well. The pyramid of success, John Wooden's famous framework, usually ends up with competitive greatness. But the show flips it. The top isn't dominance, it's relationship and trust. That's the message. Success isn't about climbing over each other, it's about connection, compassion, and humility, even when it's messy. Here's what I'm taking away, and maybe you can too. Feel before you fight. Pause and ask, what's underneath my anger? Am I hurt? Lonely? Scared? Work through that. Journal it. Reach out. If someone's pulling away, check in with love before resentment grows. That one is helpful. And be human in leadership. Whether you lead a team, a family, or just yourself, remember people need to feel seen, not just managed. And forgive yourself when you miss it. Ted missed it with Nate. You'll miss it too. Repair matters more than perfection. If you're navigating tough relationships, building something new, or simply feeling unseen, you're not alone. Anger is human, hurt is human, and healing is possible. Ted Lasso shows us we can fail and still choose kindness. We can hurt and still choose to love again. And when we feel unseen, we can learn to see ourselves first. I'm super excited to explore more Ted Lasso lessons with you because great storytelling helps us grow. If you want to come along on this journey, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next episode. Check the links in the description below, too. Many new things are coming in the pipeline to you. All right, that's my episode for today. I trust that you found it helpful. And if you know someone who can benefit from this, please share it with them. And until next time, I'll see you next time. Peace out and namaste.